What if I told you that your money could keep paying you even after you stop working? Not once, not twice, but every single month, quarter, or year, like a paycheck you didn't have to wake up early for? Now, here's the truth most people don't want to face. Retirement is not about how much you've saved. It's about how long your money can last without you. And that's exactly where dividends come in, because if you get this right, you're no longer just withdrawing from your savings, you're living off the income your investments produce. But if you get it wrong, you risk running out of money when you need it the most. So let's walk through this step by step, the way it needs to be understood clearly, honestly, and in a way that protects you. First, you need to understand what dividends actually are. Dividends are payments that companies make to their shareholders. When you own shares of a company that pays dividends, you're essentially getting a portion of that company's profits paid directly to you. Now, think about that for a moment. Instead of selling your investments to survive, you're being paid to hold them. That's a completely different mindset. And for retirees, that shift is everything. Because when you rely only on selling assets, stocks, mutual funds, you're exposed to market timing risk. If the market drops and you're forced to sell, you lock in losses. But dividends, they can continue to pay you even when markets are down. That's the first piece of peace in retirement. Now, here's the second truth. Not all dividends are safe. And this is where most people make their biggest mistake. They chase high dividend yields. They see a stock paying 8%, 10%, even 12%, and they think that's perfect. That's my retirement income. No, that is not safety. That is often a warning sign, because when a dividend is unusually high, it can mean the company is struggling and that dividend may be cut. And when it's cut, your income disappears overnight. So the goal is not to chase the highest yield. The goal is to build reliable income. Now let's move into how you actually do this step by step. Step 1, you calculate your income need. Before you invest a single dollar, you need to know one number, how much income you need each year in retirement. Not guesses, not rough ideas, a clear, honest number. Let's say you need $40,000 a year after accounting for any pensions or social benefits. That number becomes your target because everything you build from here must support that income. Step 2, you determine your required dividend yield. Now we connect your income goal to your investments. If you want $40,000 per year and your portfolio yields 4%, you would need about $1 million invested. If your yield is 3%, you need more. If it's 5%, you need less. But again, higher yield usually means higher risk. So this is where balance matters. Most sustainable dividend portfolios fall somewhere between 3% and 5%. And I want you to hear me clearly. Sustainability beats excitement every single time. Step 3, you choose the right types of dividend investments. This is where discipline matters. You're not buying random stocks. You're looking for companies with a long history of paying and increasing dividends. Companies that have survived recessions, downturns, and uncertainty. Because retirement is not the time to experiment. You want businesses that are stable, predictable, and financially strong. You also want diversification, different sectors, different industries, Because if one area struggles, your entire income stream doesn't collapse. Step 4, you focus on dividend growth, not just current income. This is where many retirees fall short. They focus only on what the investment pays today. But what about 5 years from now? 10 years? Inflation doesn't stop just because you retired. Your income needs to grow. So you want companies that not only pay dividends, but increase them over time. That's how you protect your future purchasing power. That's how you avoid slowly falling behind. Step 5, you decide how to receive your dividends. This sounds simple, but it matters. While you're still building your portfolio, you reinvest dividends. That's how your money compounds. But once you retire, you switch. You start taking those dividends as cash income. And now, instead of reinvesting, that money supports your life. That transition point is critical. Step 6, you prepare for reality. Because here's the truth, no one likes to talk about dividends are not guaranteed. Companies can cut them, markets can shift, things can change. So you need a backup plan. You need a cash buffer, at least 1 to 2 years of living expenses. Why? Because if something happens, if dividends are reduced or markets become unstable, you don't panic. You don't sell at the worst possible time. You have breathing room, and that breathing room is what keeps you in control. Now, let's talk about fear for a moment, because this is where most retirees struggle. The fear is not just running out of money, it's losing control. It's watching your life savings fluctuate. It's not knowing if what you've built will actually sustain you. And I understand that, but here's what you need to focus on: income, not headlines; consistency, not excitement; control, not reaction. Because when your investments are designed to pay you regularly and reliably, you stop obsessing over daily market swings. You start focusing on what actually matters, your income stream, and that changes everything. Now, let me give you one of the most important takeaways you need to hear. Living off dividends is not about perfection, it's about discipline. You don't need the highest returns, you need predictable returns. You don't need to outsmart the market, you need to outlast it. And you do that by building a system that works even when things aren't perfect. So here's your actionable takeaway. If you're serious about living off dividends in retirement, start with this. Write down your annual income need. Build a portfolio designed to generate that income at a sustainable yield. Choose strong, reliable, dividend-paying investments. Focus on growth over time, not just today's payout. And always, always keep a safety buffer, because retirement is not the time to hope things work out. It's the time to know they will. And when your money starts working for you, paying you, supporting you, sustaining you, that's when retirement stops feeling uncertain and starts feeling secure